Welcome back. Of course, we have Chris Hester here with us that I've been talking about for the last few minutes. It's so good to have you back, Chris. Thank you so
Victoria,
much.
it's a pleasure to be back with you.
I enjoyed it so much the last time you were here that I just had to come you back because you got so many songs on here, you know, and now you told me that you're getting ready to do another.
Yeah, we'll start working on another album this fall. So.
Okay. Now, you know, I told you the other day that I have played this CD that I've got at home until it's almost worn out. So he brought me another one. And this is when was this one
the
actually
debut
done?
project. The debut project came out, and we actually cut that in 2004, but we didn't get it finished up till 2005, I think.
Okay.
So.
You know, I had said when you were here the last time that I'd heard a lot about you. You know, you're on the radio all over Oklahoma, aren't you? And then you go to Nashville all the time. And
yeah, working there some. This last year has been the last few months actually has been one of those areas of my life where I've kind of taken the focus off of my own my stuff that I was doing for myself, and have found some other artists and have tried to kind of help them along.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I just recently produced a project for a group actually out of Oklahoma called Pemberton and Langley, and they are a phenomenal group, just a phenomenal group, and we're looking forward to that project. Will be out April the 1st. So
well,
yeah.
Well, now, and they're here. Where do they?
They're down around the Oklahoma City area, Ardmore area.
I mean, that's a great name. Is that two guys' names?
Pemberton and Langley. Yeah, it's a husband and wife team.
Oh.
And third guy that's with them, he's plays keyboard for them, and just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful group of people. They just, you know, they're the type of group. I had heard their music actually on the radio, and I was called down to do a benefit singing for a radio station in southern Oklahoma, and I had heard a song on the air that had touched me so much from this other artist, and I was there at the benefit, and I remember coming forward to the stage, and they were doing a sound check, you know, and the gentleman reached down and shook my hand and said, "Hi, I'm John Pemberton," and I said, "Mr. Pemberton, nice to meet you," and turned around. I was talking to the sound tech, and they were doing this little sound check, and I heard in the background that song that I had heard on the radio just a few days before that had touched me so much.
Right.
Driving down the road, you know, Victoria, I listen to Christian music pretty much all the time. I listen to a lot of different varieties of music, but I kind of think trash in, trash out, you know.
Yeah, right.
And I think God's people it's good for them to tune into Christian radio and feed our spirits with that positive type of music.
It makes a big difference.
It really does. And I had done that this particular day. I had a rough day, and I remember cranking the radio up, and I heard this song, and shortly I heard it playing behind me on the stage, and I realized that the gentleman who I just shook hands with was the songwriter and the group that I'd heard on the air.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course after the benefit was over, he came to me and said, "We would love to put together a brand new CD." He said, "I've wrote 8 or 9 brand new songs," and he said, I love what I've heard off of your disc, and would you be willing to go to Tennessee with me and help me?" So yeah, it's been a really a big blessing for me.
So you're helping other people make it happen.
Sure, you bet.
Yeah.
You bet. That's what it's about, right?
Right. Well, you know, I with interviewing different people all over, you know, Oklahoma, I found that people that aren't concerned about themselves or how much they're going to be exalted, you know, are quick and easy to go and help somebody else.
Well, you know, I think a lot of times it's easy, even being a child of God, to lose the perspective of why we're here. I mean, we get so caught up in, you know, in the posters and the CDs and, you know, the different things that the industry, if we may use that term, and we forget what the Great Commission really is, which is to go and tell everyone about what God's done and encourage those that may be looking and feeling the call into ministry to come on, you know, get involved in the ministry.
Well, you know, you've got some great songs, and I want to give our viewing audience plenty of songs coming from your heart today. And I know you're up for a Dove Award.
We are, yeah.
And so we'll talk about that real quick. But let's take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we'll listen to Chris Hester. I want you to hear Put a Ring on It. So we'll be right back.
He came home with stars in his eyes, called his dad in Oklahoma and talked her up all night. He said, "Dad, I think this girl's the one." But how will I know if it's true love? He said, "Son, it's not rocket science. It's all about emotion. Just keep your eyes wide open and you'll know. If her heart is beating just for you, then take it. If her arms are open and you feel the love, then make it. If her hand fits yours like a glove, then gently lift it up and put a ring on it." At 10 a.m. he makes another call to the girl that's got him thinking, "This time I found it all." He says, "Can we meet for lunch at noon?" And she says, "Sure, I'd love to." Later on in a country church, he places on her finger golden band that says, "Forever yours." If her heart is beating just for you, then take it. If her arms are open and you feel the love, then take it. If her hand fits yours like a glove, then gently lift it up, put a ring on it. Before our eyes, if we just look for those little signs. If her heart is beating just for you, then take it. If her arms are open and you feel the love, then make it. If her hand fits yours like a glove, gently lift it up, put a ring on it. Oh, put a ring on it. Here's a song off my debut project called "It's a Good Life." You may wonder why I wear a smile when the world is crashing down on me. I confess He's made my life worthwhile since He came into my heart and set me free. It's a good life. I am counting it all joy. I am here to testify that it's a good life. I am running the race. I am fighting the fight. It's a good life. If I am never blessed with earthly treasures, I know that He will meet my every need. I've been blessed with riches beyond measure through the mercy, grace, and love He's given me. It's a good life. goodbye. There's nothing greater than the call that the Lord has placed on my life. I'm so glad that He's called me into His service. Listen to the words of this song that Big Mo Ostrander penned about 20 years ago. My name may never be lights on a marquee. The world may not applaud when I sing, but if I can be alive to just one friend in the night, that's all that I desire to be. So remind me, Lord, you've called me. Sometimes I may be weary, but if one soul is changed, it's worth it all. When I see teardrops falling, Lord, remind me of my calling, and may I never run from the call. Just a child, I knew right from the line you wanted me to sing, Lord, just for you. Just for you. I can count the miles. Sometimes I get so tired, but after all you've done, it's the least that I can do. So remind me, Lord, you called me. Sometimes I may, but if one soul is changed, it's worth it all. When I see those teardrops falling, Lord, remind me of my calling, and may I never run from the call. For the world out there is dying, it's full of lonely people crying. You've chosen me to tell them about you. So remind me, Lord, you called me. Sometimes I may be weary, but if one soul is changed, it's worth it all. When I see those teardrops fall, Lord, remind me of my call, and may I never run from the call. Lord, I don't know much, but I sure hear your